789123. I'm Anup Pachkare. Welcome to on my channel. Today topic is software testing life cycle (STLC) in software testing. Let's start. What is STLC? Software testing life cycle (STLC). It is the testing process which is executed in systematic and planned manner. In STLC process, different activities are carried out to improve the quality of the product. Following steps are involved in software testing life cycle (STLC). Each step has its own entry criteria and deliverable. First, requirement analysis. Second, test planning. Third, test case development. Fourth, environment setup. Fifth, test execution. Sixth, test cycle closure. Figure for the software testing life cycle (STLC). First, requirement analysis. Entry criteria for this phase is BRS, Business Requirement Specification document. During this phase, test team studies and analyzes the requirements from a testing perspective. This phase helps to identify whether the requirements are testable or not. If any requirement is not testable, test team can communicate with various stakeholders, client, business analyst, technical leads, system architect, etc. during this phase so that the mitigation strategy can be planned. In the first phase, entry criteria (BRS), Business Requirement Specification. In the first phase, deliverables, list of all testable requirements. Automation feasibility report if applicable. Second, test planning. Test planning is the first step of the testing process. In this phase, typically test manager test length involves determining the effort and cost estimates for the entire project. Preparation of test plan will be done based on the requirement analysis. Activities like resource planning, determining roles and responsibilities, tool selection, if automation, training requirement etc. carried out in this phase. The deliverables of this phase are test plan and effort estimation documents. In the second phase, entry criteria requirements documents. In the second phase, deliverables, test strategy, test plan, and test effort estimation document. Third, test design. Test team starts with test cases development activity. Here in this phase, test team prepares test cases, test scripts, if automation and test data. Once the test cases are ready, then these test cases are reviewed by peer members or team lead. Also, test team prepares the requirement traceability matrix (RTM). RTM traces the requirements to the test cases that are needed to verify whether the requirements are fulfilled. The deliverables of this phase are test cases, test scripts, test data, requirements traceability matrix. In the third phase, entry criteria requirements documents, updated version of unclear or missing requirement. In the third phase, deliverables, test cases, test scripts, if automation, test data. Fourth, test environment setup. This phase can be started in parallel with test design phase. Test environment setup is done based on the hardware and software requirement list. Some cases, test team may not be involved in this phase. Development team or customer provides the test environment. Meanwhile, test team should prepare the smoke test cases to check the readiness of the given test environment. In the fourth phase, entry criteria test plan, smoke test cases, test data. In the fourth phase, deliverables, test environment, smoke test results. Fifth, test execution. Test team starts executing the test cases based on the planned test cases. If a test case result is pass-fail, then the same should be updated in the test cases. Defect report should be prepared for failed test cases and should be reported to the development team through bug tracking tool, e.g., Quality Center, for fixing the defects. Retesting will be performed once the defect was fixed. In the fifth phase, entry criteria test plan document, test cases, test data, test environment. In the fifth phase, deliverables, test case execution report, defect report, RTM. Sixth, test closure, the final stage where we prepare test closure report, test metrics. Testing team will be called out for a meeting to evaluate cycle completion criteria based on test coverage, quality, time, cost, software, business objectives. Test team analyzes the test artifacts such as test cases, defect reports, etc. to identify strategies that have to be implemented in future, which will help to remove process bottlenecks in the upcoming projects. Test metrics and test closure report will be prepared based on the above criteria in the 6th phase entry criteria. Test case execution report makes sure there are no high-severity defects opened. Defect report in the 6th phase deliverables. Test closure report. Test metrics. Thank you. Please like the video and subscribe the channel.